Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are checking out Hero from Yoasobi or Ayase. This just came out and I'm pretty interested to check this out. From the screen here, it looks like this has something to do with Vocaloid or Hatsune Miku. I don't know too much about Vocaloid or Miku, but I know like the name Miku, and I know like sort of what a Vocaloid is. So I'm interested to see what this is like, and if this actually has like Vocaloid in it, or if it's just like singing, exactly how this worked out. So let's just jump in 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh. Okay. I like the mix of guitar in here. Okay. Are those folks? Okay, so these are our vocals. I believe since we have lyrics here, let me check actually. I don't believe we have English lyrics at this time, but those are our vocals for this. So yeah, so I guess this is like a Vocaloid voice going over it. Not very clear, but you can tell there's been a digital effect on the already digital voice we're getting here. But I'm really liking the mix for the instrumentation. I'd be very interested to see how covers of this sound. Nice. It is very weird to hear this. I'm assuming this is a Vocaloid. It could just be a synthetic voice that's being used to emulate Vocaloid. But this is pretty cool. I'm, you know, I have to be honest. I'm maybe not the biggest fan of this synthetic voice, but I think the instrumentation and the mix so far is really fun. I really like the very big difference between the heavy bassy guitar we're getting as well as those really high treble tones we're getting digitally to match this vocal track we're getting. Oh, I was not expecting... I was not expecting a tonal lift there. I was definitely expecting the song to go in a darker direction, not in a more positive, upbeat direction there. We've even got that sparkly chime effect, you know, the a little sparkle is going just from the chime swipes there. Oh, we've got like a backing vocal as well, which is choral too. Oh, we've got a choral backing vocal, like a chant behind the hero, which is cool. We're getting at first I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't sure if I was hearing that right, but now I'm pretty confident we're getting bells in this mix to back up the synth tones we're getting running along it. Yeah, and I'm not sure if they're dynamic there. Let me go back. That might be panning from left to right there on the bells. It is panning. We do get a bells going from the left ear to the right ear and back. That's very, very nice. And I think that's a good mechanism for the musical lift we get, because, you know, normally you can use bells in quite a lot of ways, really, with a mix. Usually the main way I hear them used is for a majestic climatic moment, but you can really use them for an upbeat lift because it's it's a very open sound, you know, and when you have that open sound, all you're really doing is adding emphasis to what you've got. So when you've got a dramatic mix going and you just add some bells to it, it makes it more dramatic. But when you have an upbeat lift and you add some bells to it, it becomes even more upbeat. You know, bells are something I think a lot of composers, whether amateur or professional, I think they overlook bells or they overuse bells quite a lot. But let's go back. It's interesting hearing this digital voice, singing this, because you can hear there's even some sort of like emulated vocal rasp as it goes lower in pitch. But I'm more interested to see how people cover this and how people put their own spin on it, in terms of the vocals. The instrumentation, though, I can really dissect, which is. It's very complex, we've got quite a lot of tracks going for this instrumentation, but it's never chaotic, it's never really hectic per se. So massive commendation to that, because that is pretty hard to do. Okay, I'm just gonna say I can definitely see this segment in like a cover, because I'm already assuming there's probably gonna be like VTuber covers of this, definitely. But like I can already see like a bass pulse on this section, but we're not really getting that for this part here. But especially for a cover, when you've got a vocal track, and I'm assuming when you have a vocalist, like an actual like person spitting out these lines, I think it would definitely have more of a rap-esque flow to it, which I think would really cater towards a strong bass pulse under it. Though here we're not really getting that, which I think was probably a good choice, because this vocal track we have, it doesn't have the variation I feel would be needed to justify a bass foundation, a strong bass foundation. Well, that was okay. Okay. A big switch up. And then we go back. Instrumental cutout and suppression. Classic. Oh, but a slow rise. That was nice. If you hear that, we have a guitar just hit that one note and then it slides into the transition. That was really nice. Though it's not too unusual. You will hear that quite a bit, but it was still a well-executed transition there. Nice. I like that transition there. That was a very clean, upbeat transition to have, though I think it was maybe a little bit, it's a little bit cliche, sure, but I think that's kind of the point, right? Like, I think these sort of cliche transitions, we're getting these sort of cliche, usage of, the keys at certain parts, and then the synth tones, where it's very kind of stereotypical in its progression. You know, these very major patterns that you would hear maybe a lot in like very old tones or very classic tones. I think really fits, you know, a song that's called Hero, because you know, we're going for that ideal hero theme, and I think that's, you know, I obviously don't understand the lyrics per se, but I think I kind of get the gist of what's being communicated. And it's a fun song, and I think that the way the mix emulates that and the way the mix matches that is really, really fun as well. All right. We're going quite up high here. Oh, interesting transition there for the ending. Wow. Okay, I think that was the song. Now, I just want to say, I don't really I'm not too big on the whole, you know, Vocaloid aesthetic for the vocal track here. Though, you know, that's not to say that I'm opposed to looking at Vocaloid songs or anything, because I think there's a lot more to than just, you know, the vocal track to look at. But that's not to say the vocal track was bad by any means, because the vocal track in itself is composed like a vocal track. You know, you can hear that there are inflections, there are like lifts and falls, and we've got to change, like, changes in demeanor that you can feel are being emulated, but I just don't think it's at the level to like actually emulate human singing. But this is why I'm very excited to hear people cover this song. I'm very interested to hear how covers are done for this song, especially at some of these transitions we got right here. Like, that's quite a bit lower than what I feel a majority of the song was pitched at. And so I'm interested to see how other people cover these lines and how they put a spin on these transitions to like the lower tonalities and stuff. Maybe because what if someone goes a little more nasally or a little more chest voicey? Like, well, when I say chest voicey, you know, that's kind of, some people would consider that like a normal singing voice, but I mean more so as opposed to their main tonality for the song, you know, going quite a bit lower, maybe a little more flat in projection, not in pitch, hopefully, but in projection, you know, it's just getting these little switches in how they're singing the song. And I think that'll be something that's really fun to see as people start to cover this song. So, and hopefully they do, because I really like this instrumentation we've got here. You know, it's very upbeat, which I was not expecting with how we were kind of introduced to this song over here. Like, this isn't like terribly like somber or anything, but you can see, like, it literally says, "Where's the hero?" You know, it's a bit, you know, there's a threat, is supposedly, right? And so you wouldn't expect such an upbeat transition here purely based on the instrumentation to like when the hero appears, I suppose. Yeah, like, this is a very big tonal shift here with the chimes, the bells, the upbeat keys. You know, it's a very big lift, and I'm very interested to see how people cover that and how people show that with their voice. And maybe even put a spin on the instrumentation as well, you know, or maybe we'll get some different guitar tracks. We had some cool pinch harmonics, I believe, here, which I'm interested to see if maybe like in a cover, the instrumentation adds more of those, or maybe takes those out and opts for maybe some more vocal replacements for those high tonalities. But nonetheless, you know, I'm kind of rambling on here, but this was a fun song. I think I've kind of been parroting that I want to see covers of it. And I don't want to talk this down at all because I know there are a lot of Vocaloid fans out there, and Vocaloid has been very successful. So I'm interested to see more Vocaloid, and I'm interested to have you guys sort of tell me what makes you so interested in Vocaloid and why you might even prefer some Vocaloid songs as opposed to songs with a human vocalist. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm excited to look at more Vocaloid music, and correct me if this isn't Vocaloid, because a Vocaloid could be something specific that I'm like not accurately talking about here. So let me know if I'm misunderstanding what Vocaloid is, because to my understanding, it's just sort of like a digital singing voice that is just sort of pitch at the pitches you want. But yeah, let me know whatever you guys want in the comments below. Aside from that, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.